What's good? It is your boy Bake. I've been hearing a whole lot of concerns and complaints and comparisons with NBA 2K21 on the current gen console and NBA 2K21 on the next gen console. Which is better? Which do you prefer? Let's talk about it because I got a whole lot to discuss. But before we do that, let me know in the comments below, which version do you prefer more? NBA 2K21 on the current gen or NBA 2K21 on the next gen? Let me know in the comments below. So let's dive into this whole debate by talking about NBA 2K21 on the current gen first. Let's get into it. So some of the pros about NBA 2K21 on the current gen is the functionality. You don't have to worry about lag outs. You don't have to worry about getting kicked out as much. You can play the game for a longevity of time. You can enjoy yourself. It's fun. It's simple. It's pretty much what you've been playing for the past 3 or 4 years. There's nothing really new. And it works. That's one of the things. It just works. Another pro about current gen is that you're able to get games even though you're in a large or cool sized neighborhood. Where you play basketball, it's all in the same location, and so you're able to get multiple games because it's only one place to really play basketball. And when you have an event, you don't have to travel that far. The event is literally right there for you. So instead of waiting, you're able to get in more games, and that is a pro to have. That's what you buy a game, is to play the game. Another pro is that you have the ability to have your my court. The my court is amazing because you can go in there and practice on your jump shot. You can play 1v1s, 3v3s, and you can invite people to your my court. And that is another great pro about current gen. And one of the biggest pros of them all in NBA 2K21 on the current gen consoles is that they're getting more 2K support. They have had 7 updates, 7 patches in the last 7 months that the game has been out. So there is more support on this console, more updates, and they're also getting the updates first. So that's a dope thing to have playing NBA 2K21 on the current gen consoles. Now let's talk about some of the cons. One of the biggest cons is that it's full of Zen. Zen Mania is running wild in NBA 2K21 current gen. You don't know who's cheating, who's playing fair, and I don't want to deal with that, playing a freaking video game that people really have to buy a Zen or cheat their way to win. And that's just unacceptable to me. That is a major con about NBA 2K21 on a current gen. Another con is the build system. The build system is so limited. It's not based off skills, it's based off a build. And so you're one-dimensional. So it makes it easier to play this game when you know most people are going to be play shots or paint beasts or lockdowns or sharps. It's rare to have any kind of differences in your build, and you're very, very one-dimensional. You know, just one-dimensional, okay? And lastly, it's really nothing really new about NBA 2K21 on the current gen. You have the same gameplay, you have the same rep rewards, and it's just pretty much the same thing, okay? It's nothing really innovative of this game. So now that you heard the pros and cons, let's move forward to next gen. Now, next gen do have some pros. I know that's hard to believe, but let's dive into it. One of the pros that it has is the ability to load into games, load into parks, load into a lot of things super fast in next gen. The fact that you don't have to wait is a great feature to have about this game. You can just press A and you already loading into a game, which allows us to have a brand new experience we never experienced in 2K history. Now, it will lead into some of the cons, but let's still focus on some of the pros. Another pro that we have is the My Player Builder. I love the endless possibilities of what you can create. I know that it's going to be a con as well, but the fact that you can create anything you want is an amazing feature to have. It just needs some tweaks, and we'll talk about that in the con section. Another pro, which is huge, is that you can't Zen on next gen. I love the fact that they have the different timings in different areas to prevent people from cheating, man. I don't want to have to deal with cheaters, man. I want to play fair and square, and if you beat me, you beat me. I don't want to have to be thinking like, yo, did he cheat to win, or was that legit? That is just mind-blowing, and that's stressful. I don't want to deal with that. I just want to play the game, game. I'd rather deal with the power forward demigods than worry about people with Zen and having the power forward demigods. Think about it. Another pro about NBA 2K21 on the next gen is the features, man. There's a lot in this game. You got WNBA. You can play WNBA 3v3. You can play All-Star Team Up. You can play My Team. You can play My Career. You can play My League. You can play Park. You can play Rec. You can play 3v3 Pro-Am. It's just a lot. There's endless courts. There's over 50 courts on here, and the affiliations are back. Even though this is going to tie into a con, it's still a pro. There's a lot in this game. All they need to do is tweak some of the things to make it better, but the foundation is set in this game. The features is amazing, but there are some bad things about this game. So it's time to focus on some of the cons. The number one con of NBA 2K21 Next Gen is the functionality. It just doesn't work well. You lag out, you got corrupt files. People on a PlayStation deal with the Zion screen where you just chilling and watching a Zion movie and you're not watching anything at all. But the functionality of this game is just horrible and it needs to be addressed. And I don't think they will address it in this year's game, but the functionality is bad. It's almost like how it was when 2K14 on the next gen console came out. The functionality was just horrible. Another con in this game is the My Player Builder. It's broken. Everybody has power forward builds, and it's nothing wrong with everybody having the ability to do everything. It's just the way they get more badges than everybody with having less attributes doesn't add up, and it just needs to be tweaked. I love this My Player system. I know they're going to make it better, but I enjoy it, but it's a con. It's just bad where everybody's making the same build, and that's pretty much what broke the game. A huge con is that though there's a lot to do, there's not enough players and player bases on this game. So you're sitting around waiting. Even though you're able to load into games quick and you have a lot of things you can do, you pretty much are waiting majority of the time. I know a lot of people don't purchase next gen or new things to wait and do the same thing you kind of was doing in current gen, and so that is a major con. Another con is the fact that there's no support in this game. There's no support to try to fix the issues in this game, and we don't get a lot of updates, and when we do get updates, we get them last, and it doesn't make sense why we get the updates last. But that is the con of just waiting to get updates from 2K, knowing that this is supposed to be the next evolution of 2K. And one of the major cons is just the lack of innovation when it comes to gameplay and when it comes to rewards. You don't really feel an incentive to play this game, and the gameplay is pretty much stagnant. People are doing curry slide dunks, curry slide shoots. There's no really innovation to how you play this game. With all these possibilities of making specific builds, you still made it one-dimensional on how you play this game, and it needs to be addressed moving forward. You need to have it where there is some type of skill and there's better incentives, and more importantly, the gameplay is balanced. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that I have with NBA 2K Next Gen. So there you have it, the pros and cons for both NBA 2K21 current gen and NBA 2K21 Next Gen. So the question at hand is, which is better? And I think it really boils down to a preference. What do you prefer? Do you prefer to get more games, to play in one park, to have to worry about Zen, but it works, and you're able to do the simple things, and you have a My Court, you have that ability to play with your friends when you want to play with your friends? Or do you prefer NBA 2K21 Next Gen? Are you okay with getting lagged out, dealing with corrupted files, and dealing with the Zion screen? Are you okay sticking nothing but power forward scoring machines or offensive threats? Are you cool with the loading times and just waiting? It's up to you at the end of the day. For me, I'm okay with Next Gen. It ain't the best game, but it's okay for me because I don't want to deal with the cheating. I don't want to deal with the Zen. I don't want to feel like I'm limited. And that's one of the best things I appreciate about Next Gen, is that I don't feel limited. And it's not just based off a build, because people are going to have the same build in current gen as well. And they're going to do the same glitchy, cheesy, glitchy moves as well on current gen that they try to do on Next Gen as well. But at least you have to have some kind of skill. Like the power DFs and the double H's, they are good at the game because they can play the game. And if you don't want to deal with it, then play current gen. But for me, I'm going to be playing next gen because I want to see this game grow. I want to see it evolve, and I don't want to continue to go backwards, which a lot of us in the community like to do. Let's go backwards. We want to stay in the past. I want to keep moving this generation forward. I want to keep trying to move this franchise forward and improve on what we have, because I really, really believe that next gen could have been the best 2K ever if it had the support that it needed. If they really just would have supported this game and made some tweaks and some slider changes and fixes and functionality, it would have been good. But y'all let me know in the comments below. Live life, stress less. You're rocking one of the best. Without the man upstairs, my life would be a mess. Have faith, hope, and love. Peace.